So today's a really important lesson. It's all about maximizing distance and also stop getting stuck. We're going to talk a lot about the trail arm in the backswing, the position it needs to be in, and also a simple drill that's going to help you get the trail arm in the right place every time. This will make you play better golf for sure. So we're looking at two things really. We're looking at how the arm can be in the correct position, but also make sure it doesn't go too much either side of the wrong position. So when I teach backswing, I quite often like to talk about in gears in position and zones which you can be in, because there is definitely more than one way to skin the cat. So what we want to talk about today is to stop getting the arm getting too low and too deep is the main thing we're going to talk about, because that restricts power and also doesn't help our downswing path. It takes a skilled golfer from a deep arm position to keep it on the inside through the impact zone. Let me explain. So when I go to the top of my backswing position from here, if my arm was very low and pinned here, from there, the obvious way to come down to the golf ball is to let the right arm dominant and get the club working what I would call as popping out or coming over the top. We definitely don't want that. If we get this arm in this max position where this forearm is very, what I would call kind of laid off, or it's going into a max kind of extension or external rotation over here, then it's really difficult then to shallow from there. So if I max my arm out this way, it's got nowhere to go. If my arm was maxed the opposite way, it's got a long way to go. Again, it's not going to want to, but it's got range to move into. We want to get the arm in a position where this forearm is pretty close to parallel to the spine. It can be slightly more vertical than that, for sure, but it can't go past that vertical position. Vertical position, getting past there, it's really difficult from there. So you look at most of the long drive guys in the world, this trail arm here, this kind of tricep area, is pretty much parallel to the ground or slightly above parallel to the ground. So if it's too pinned, you can't produce that. So we're trying to make sure our swing length and swing width is at its maximum. That will give us the opportunity to create the most power we can in the golf swing. So we want to get that arm up. How can we tell where it should be? So there's two things I want you to use. We're going to use an alignment rod or a golf club. And if we place it back here, we want to get this rod opposite our ankle in a position that's parallel to our ball to target line. So that would be, for me, I would call that gear 2. So gear 1 would be more or less where my laces are, and gear 3 would be the back of the heel. Now what we see with most elite golfers is the position is between the heel and the back of the ankle and the back of the heel, sorry. Get my words straight. It's in that kind of zone. There are a few successful players that are more upright than that, and then they shallow it more aggressively in that transition area. Again, if the downswing is correct, I'm not too worried about the backswing. But what we're looking at here is how to get it in the best possible position to help the downswing. So what I want you to try and do is put a cover under the back of your trail arm. Now, at the top of your backswing, trying to get it matched up with the rod, but drop the cover. So we're working on the two elements that are going to help us produce the best results. So we want to get a sensation of doing that, so make a few practice swings. And try and feel you would drop the cover. I'm not going to drop it because I have to pick it up every single time. But when I go and hit the ball in a minute, I want to drop the cover and try and get the butt of the club around about this gear 2 at the same time. Again, if I drop the cover and my arms start to work too close to the golf ball, that's going to encourage me to come over the top, as much as getting it too pinned is also going to encourage me to come over the top. So we don't want either of those things to happen. Let's have a go at a shot. Definitely felt a little bit lifted, but that's what we're trying to do with this drill. We're trying to get that arm separation, stop getting pinned, stop getting trapped, and try and feel we can still keep in the zone of where the arm should be in terms of plane placement. So the arm is separated from the rib cage, but it's on a nice plane, or arc to produce straight golf shots whilst maximizing our power. So I hope you've enjoyed that video on getting your arm in the correct position and having some guidelines in which you can work to. Certainly anywhere in that goal kind of gear 1 to 3 is absolutely fine. But again, if we're looking for extra power and we feel like we're a bit trapped, this is a great go-to exercise to do to make you more successful. If you've enjoyed the video, please click like and share. Thank you for joining me today. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button also to allow me to help improve your golf as we go forward. Thanks for joining me today at Edgbaston Golf Club in their studio. Great thanks to them for letting me use the facility. Hope to see you back here real soon, and take care and stay safe in the meantime.